So I can see as I was talking, nothing was coming because it was on mute. Forgive me for that. Once again, I greet everyone here. Welcome to TNT. Mechia Obibiara Okremi Sabri Ewo TNT. Me Minister D. Derek Ajimabudu, as you know. And we are here to bring you the truth, nothing but the truth. This is what we do concern us. Sometimes you be like, oh, I deal with you here too much. And so that you know, a bear to say sign cover. What you see? Aha. So we are here to talk about the truth. Aboboya, welcome. That is the only slave queen, the male slave queen, or say twice Ali Hello. Welcome to TNT. Itino, Yawaha, Yaba, Becheche, Yadring, adwene a ɛbɛkyerɛ no sɛ be obi ani hɔ ɔde ne nsa bɛsi ne bo sɛ medeɛ deɛ wɔwiase nyinaa menim na mmom nneɛma bi wɔ hɔnom a yɛnim ɛso so yɛbu yɛni agu so ɛno ne asɛm a ɛha yɛn metumi sɛ me panelist baako ɛ na ɛsɛ ɔba a me a meka sɛ n'anim ɔnyam bɛrima kati nka ogyina so koraa no a wo nsɛ na wo nsɛm aka w'anum asɛ nka wonya nka wabɛbɔ no so wɔ sɛ ate aseɛ saa berɛ a no wɔ ha ɛnam sɛ ɔrelaxe kakra. The first before I said 10 minutes be no per se, me ne wo check and some kakra bi na me kyerɛ mo nyoma bi a yebu ye ne egusu inti a yentimi nyoma bi ase. The reason why a lot of things happens to be like some hidden things be by the end of the day, you know, brothers and sisters, we are just overlooking it. We are just ignoring it. And nuntino, apart to say, oh, where do you name, where do you who? Yeah, there are a lot of things that we know. So let me quickly go on to this thing. Welcome, Hilda. Welcome. Very grateful. I've missed you so much. Thank God you are here. Please, Obi Orshebi, anybody that is watching, please go down the button below. There is the like sign. You can like. Then there is the share sign. It goes like that's ROB. You can share. And then I believe on your screen there is a bell. Click on that bell so that anytime we go on, I have to also try it because I think say my message. A lot of people are saying, "As a new follow," but I say you check your settings. I will check my settings. Click on that bell so that when we come on now, you get the notification. Now you can have a drink. So let's go on. We have Adoma Muchia in Berlin that is supporting this program very strong. Sometimes in the comments, sometimes, you know, coming live. But most of all, since we started, she has been there. No, she has always been there to support. And Adoma Muchia, we salute you. Thank you very much. If you don't know Adoma Muchia, go on Facebook, Instagram, you will find her. Then we have Ohima Mukase, is another kitchen that is in Belgium. Wonderful kitchen. Opekrombe or down between Sende Abre or France, wherever you are. They are very, strong in delivery and also any service, our party you call them, they will be there. Let's move on to D Rocket Fashion. So we share African way where we are Eshemiya, representing my own because when you fear the that is from D Rocket Fashion. That is the only place you can get the best of African materials and their wares, and you understand. Ningina is all about the Sankofa. That is our motto. Then we also have Tali Food. Tali Food is about it's a Nigerian beautiful lady portraying the African market online. Instead of AfroShow, we're online AfroShow, and she got everything you need. The quality of them, of course. Yes, Tali Food. Go on Instagram, Facebook, you'll find Tali Food. Then we continue with Royal Consult. Royal Consult is about helping you with the home office translation and translating staffs, your certificate, whatever. But of course, please, free. Of course, I will be too hard no more. So I support you as Blacks or Africans. What you say? So Royal Consult, try them. Then we have the Wow Gathering. It's all about woman. Put yourself first. You can only love your husband, your child, your friend, only if you love yourself. In Bible crackers, love your neighbor as yourself. So these are the things we have. We have Mama Triple N, also with the family life cooking on YouTube, Facebook, and also Instagram. And then Last but not the least, we have Afritwood. That is a platform where you can purchase, you can sell, and you can know a lot about Africa. It's all about Africans. If you don't know your history, bruh, you are lost. You are lost. That is why our topic started with how lost are we Africans? Today, the topic that is, I don't know how to say it, the unmentionable topic, the secure topic now, it brings a lot of confusion, it brings a lot of problem, it brings a lot of what do I say, that is what we are going to treat today. It is called the religious aspect, of being lost, Now, when I bring the panelists on now, the last time I say we can also relate, we just we call us a relate, Mr. Traso. There's something bubbling inside. The thing is, mpatcho asem on beka no your friend no the truth no correct enye wadwen no mo beka. So if you are not in one accord with them, you are free to drop your opinion below for us to elaborate or debate on it. Otiasie. And nobody has the chance. I don't give you the authority, no chance, no power to come and put in some words as an insult, because this is a platform where we talk about the truth. The truth might sound very bitter, but it is what it is. Atade amishe say blue. Catch them say atade blue. I didn't the same. So that is what we are going to do, and I'll bring them quickly on. No? Last week we talked about some words, and I want to break down one or two here. Daniel, welcome. Hilda say, "Miss my family. We missed you too." And Yvonne Akosia says that, "Good evening, everyone. Good evening." Say, "My time now. Come 2 minutes now. So me say the come back so we talked about something like ritual. Then we got to know say sometimes we have been so ignorant about it. You start here and a ritual no be him say yeah or some no yeah whatever and they are funny negative. But the funny thing is that every morning also to choose is a ritual. It is a bosom some the ampachuja. Kwa sorry be a bonfire no see cross say a ritual ampachuja. Say o de bia o kwadwuma afa strase ma no afa we akosi and we akosi as no so a ritual. It is a normal thing we do on daily basis. That is called ritual. It is whatever you cleave and connect to that makes it whatever you think. Then we talked about ignorance, we talked about education, and we are going to talk about religion. The ignorance was very simple. We made it very short. Being ignorant about something is very simple, explained like, ignoring. It comes out of the word being ignoring. So I'm just saying, ignoring the fact of something, right? So as we are talking about religion, let me bring it to my own. Say, at times, for me as a Christian, I will ignore some facts be about the things that they have taught me, and I'll ignore the facts around it, the things that bind it for it to become what it is. I ignore it, and because they've given me A, I stick to A and A alone and nothing else. But oh yes, I near for ignorance. In the Bible can be said, for the lack of knowledge, my people perish. You don't seek for more. One the brain that God gave to us, it has become a decoration. And that we trim, yes, and I also kakra, you boom say, I know, say, be not just say, okay, fine, I have a brain, I can think because I come and you understand? That is the only time you use your brain. But when it comes to the things of God, when it comes to the things of your culture and stuff now, we block the brain. And then only that thing that they have shown you, say, this thing right here, penway, their child say it's a knife. That you stick to it. You have never questioned yourself why this knife can write, why this knife has ink in it. Why is this knife not cutting, but it's in a plastic thing? Your child said when you ask it now, you might go mad, you might die. Now, so I tumu and I would actually into sorry crying a catch on brainwash. I don't believe in brainwash because to you, now you'll be a decision. Now, wondering why who say what is brainwash if it's everybody's decision? You see, so we have something that is very valuable, but we don't understand it. Let me give you a quick example so that I can call my panelists in. Imagine somebody telling you a story about how he got to Germany or say, me the plane nearby. Then the person's mother or somebody that brought that person is telling you, the person was born here. So you knowing the knowledge, you knowing the fact about it, When the person is speaking, you're just quiet and you just assess the person. How did I will try and try? Now I say, you understand? But you need to have believed that thing that binds a nipa no by for you to understand the nipa ne ka say and try and I say no correct, right? But the person that you are about Germany, that's the fact. And that is what we are going to treat today. Say Elijah nebai, say Muhammad nebai, say Yesu nebai. They de brɛ is it the truth near the brɛ confusion man create you. And somebody asked one wise question today or say, so all these things that is going doesn't mean say our leaders don't know. When we say leaders now, central religion, your pastors, imam, don't they know? They know immediately. They show you are not going there again. Immediately they show you are not giving again. Immediately they tell you. And some of the Oba Kurom have Frankfurt, and I live in Frankfurt. Anybody watching, post it. They won't even know. About 90% of the leaders, when I say leaders, I'm talking about pastors, is that they don't know it. Into the no then or can add left hand or hand no pen or orca. You understand? Into no on reading question on research and everything is so. And that has been our problem. We don't research. We have ignored ours. Who ignore the nanka the usuano, kusuya kwenimu. What you say? You ignoring yours won't pay to the actual. It's okay. You be barbaric. The black beer. Now you want the white thing. Nanka, you push on to understand and know more. Now one won't pair with the I bet much I can't cast some fantimo and cry. I bet for you to understand, But even the one you are going to cry, you are okay with the second. That is our problem. So let me quickly bring on our super guest, my super guest. And I believe there are one or two people that might join us later on to be on this topic. Already we have seen, said due to our talks, so let's say in religion, in whatever, no, Africa, at a certain point to 90% or almost even 109, we are lost because you lose your identity. What is your identity? Your language, your culture, your traditions, those things that make you who you are. The African man becomes an African. No? We have lost it, right? And yet we don't believe that we have lost it. Until the only time you can move forward is when you recognize that you are sick. That is the only time you look for a doctor. You understand? Because I have a time check out. Until when you know say you are sick, that's when you look for a doctor, right? So since we have not admit and recognize, say yeah, no, they will still call this pen a knife. So, ladies and gentlemen, without wasting much time, let me just welcome our dear brother, Chief. Is he there? Okay. Let me welcome the nobleman to the platform. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, boss. How do you do?
By God's grace, so yeah, feels
Enye izo. Oh, nitia. Aja.
uh,
Enye ni sa enye.
happy Sunday, happy new month, and the
Yeah, same to you.
Thank
There's this friend of mine who used to work on the radio station. Obi Mano, happy birthday. Also the same to you.
Same to you. I don't know. Yeah, Chief. Please, before we go on, as I always do, introduce yourself a little bit. Let's know who we are dealing with, and then we move on.
First of all, I would like to say a big hello to all your listeners. Happy Sunday to everyone. My name is Chief. I live in Frankfurt. I'm a Ghanaian. I'm a family man, and I'm a free thinker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anything can no crown hear me. You say, but your former kind, you see, I'm finding a box move.
No.
Explore with peer. So Ajua Roslav says that good evening, Ajua Roslav, thanks. So we can be big bell, can be a branch.
The two titles.
But yeah,
Two titles. Okay.
it's Chief. I think the last time we had you here, you said a lot of wise things, important things Africans we need to think about because, like I said earlier, only when you realize say what you're here, then you start looking for the hospital or medicine for it. But if you don't realize, you don't know, and you don't admit it to accept it, you are lost. And as I say, that's what we want to find.
Definitely.
We found out said the language has been a problem. Last week, we got to know said education is a problem. Your traditions, your culture has become a problem because and then ubia per se or chia your sin sending in era then a boy you ultimately left to cry chia who penny out to me way because what tinning in our intimate brother about kudos and me papa be or say yati bibia ho a aden na wonka nkyere your friend is saying usofo na onipa se onkori ampan see Henry other than that, just a quack of young chorus, see, I think you know, there is still something you have to recognize. And I also learned something, say, people say tradition, now, but at the end of the day, many would see her, many usu would be, sabi usu, I base according to a certain tradition. And even Jesus Christ or by you read the Bible now, he was born and named and circumcised after the reference traditions and culture of the Jew for no, and was also buried in a tomb just like the traditions of the Jew. In Tino, what has brought all this confusion if tradition and culture is okay? What has brought all this confusion at Africa for no? We don't like what we have, and everything black is coded as black as bad. Sorry.
So, first of all, no, I think that most people know what choices are.
Mm-hmm.
You get it. But sometimes when choices are limited, you find it very difficult to make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's put it this way. Africans in general, no, I think that we find it difficult to find ourselves.
Mm.
Finding ourselves, comes with the choice now making ourselves.
Okay.
Because if growing up, the only thing that you have been asked to do or you were introduced to is only one thing.
Mm-hmm.
All your life, you've only known only one thing. And sometimes human being ankasano naturally is find it difficult to change. It's like change is something that is hard for us. You're very comfortable, and then the time comes for you to move. You're not ending because of your stress.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that that thing that we've been introduced to since we were kids, has been only a choice, not choices.
No choices.
It's
Okay.
we've been comfortable with it, and we are finding it difficult to elevate.
Mm-hmm.
To I wanted to use a word, but I don't want it to spark controversy. But for us to illuminate,
Mm-hmm.
which most people think that illumination as a evil thing, but it has to be something to awaken your consciousness,
Mm-hmm.
for you to know the lines of the world, how things really is, and how to put things in place in order to move on a good path for you, for your life to be successful. So choice has been a difficult issue for Africans, and that has led us to this point.
Mm-hmm.
As something that I can say for a start.
Wow, not just say yeah, I had to say somebody will go into one room, they'll be like blue, green, pink, choose one. And then for the African man, no, who drew on no more, they see blue, choose one.
Choose blue. Yes, we've only been taught just one thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah.
one thing. It's like the African man have had a manual to guide his or her life, which is the Holy Bible.
Mm-hmm.
So without the Bible,
Yeah,
the
you can't
African
think.
man cannot do anything. He can never think outside of it. You see,
Yeah,
sometimes mhm,
no, go
people,
on, go on.
people might think, say, when you speak
In
your
talk.
mind,
Okay.
when you speak your mind,
Mm-hmm.
or you make certain comments with regards to the Bible, the religion, our way of life, and how we're living, and the effects, both negative and positive, that is making Africa what it is today. People see you to be an antichrist, or they chastise you, they outcast you, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody believed that nothing came by chance.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I think I remember when we were back in senior high school, I did general art, so I read Christian religious studies as one of my core, my elective subjects. So our teacher taught us that before creation, the world was in chaos.
Mm-hmm.
You get it? The world was in chaos. So then came out a being, a supernatural being, an entity that created heaven and earth, that made this, that. You get it?
Mm-hmm.
So we all believe it. Nothing came into existence by chance. Somebody somewhere or something somewhere might have created something.
Mm-hmm.
You get it? So that one is there. So how are we also being the creators and the people that have been created now? How are we also going to move forward to also create something out of what has been given to us? And that is where we are stuck as a people, that we are failing to elevate, to illuminate, to realize our potentials as a people, as a continent, but rather than stick to that manual that has been given to us our whole life and has limited our choices of life. And we have but only one way to live our life, and we are limited.
Wow. So let me go straight to this question. What is religion on its own?
Also, I think, or most people, I'm trying to use I think, so that people might not say I'm
Yes.
saying this. So I think, religion has to, I think religion go hands in hands with culture,
Mm-hmm.
to my perspective, because in a way, I can define it to be a way of life.
Mm-hmm.
Because people have come to believe something, and they have formed an association or a group to, go that path.
Mm-hmm.
You get it? So religion is a society, an association of a group of people with a common belief, who believe in something. They have their way of life. They see things in one way, and they have an achievement, something that they a goal or something that they're looking forward to, which we all know is heaven.
Mm-hmm.
You get it? Yeah. So basically, I think that is how religion, I can define religion to be a group of people coming together, forming an association to,
Believing in a higher authority.
exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. So, I love what you said. You said that it is close to culture, right? So it's a
Yeah.
way, a form of doing something or honoring something, and it
Yeah.
also defines who you are.
Who you are. Yeah.
So, will you say that before I don't know what I say, before the white man came to Africa, did we have religion or didn't we have religion? Due to
That is
its
what.
closeness to culture, yes.
Yeah. That is why I initially said it works hand in hand. I would say it's just close to, or it stays the same as culture,
Mhm.
because before the white man came, Africans had a way of life. They had a way of communicating to their supernatural being, which at that time we don't know, but we've come to know it's the same God that the religious bodies and the other communities and other associations are all following.
Mhm.
So there was a religion, but it wasn't named, or it wasn't classified, or it wasn't put in a box
Mhm.
as we see it today as Christianity or Muslim,
Mhm.
or other forms of worships. You get, because there were groups of people in Africa that had a way of communicating to their creator, to that supernatural being, which they knew before the white man came.
Mhm.
You get it? Because I watch a movie, and with the movie that I watch, if it's a true story, which the movie, when you read the excess, it really tells you it's a true life story, and somebody that accounted for, which was written down in 18th century.
Mhm.
So if it is true, then I believe even where the concept of religion and the concept of Christianity and that of the Muslim religion and everything was derived from Africa. The concept of it. Because I see this as, let's say, even in our own household, yeah. If you want to let your kids or your family to be focused, to have a certain kind of lifestyle, you need to set a ground rules.
Yes.
You need to set it. You need to tell your kids you're supposed to sleep at 8 o'clock. You're supposed not to watch TV at this time. You're supposed not to do that, do this. Those things guide and makes the family, go forward to achieve whatever it is that it is looking for. So I think, say, all these I'm talking about is derived from Africa, and they came out, made it in a certain way in order to, tame the people. You get it?
Yes.
For them to achieve whatever that we're looking for, which I know you and I know definitely they have achieved, and the negative aspect is what's still in Africa right now.
Still okay. So let me get to the next point. How has the foreign religion actually destroyed or made Africa get lost? I don't know if the question makes sense.
It makes sense. It makes really good sense. The foreign religion as an identified cancer. It is a disease for the African continent, because in a way, the negative aspect of it is higher to the positive aspect of it. Because, as I previously said, you need to set up some rules in order to tame people or to guide people to behave as humans. You get it? And that aspect, religion has kept people in a way to have moral consciousness. But as to for the people to identify and realizing their potentials as to what to do as a black man, as an African, to reach higher heights, have failed because of the religion that was introduced to them. Because Africans, as I said the other time, Africans are royals. Every African is a royal. In every household in Africa, there are chiefs, there are queens, there are linguists in every household. So if your father is not a chief or an elder in the family or in the community, your mom or your grandmom is a queen or something. So that is there. That how do I put it? That kind of selfness and wellness of the African is there, but sorry, excuse me, I'm very sorry.
No problem, not at all. Everything is
again. So I want to put it this way. The religion generally has really affected the consciousness and the awakening of the African people, because as wealthy as the African continent is, and the height and the might is supposed to have derived, it's not seen, it's not there. It's like Africans are still in shackles, all because of one thing: religion. The biggest problem of the African continent is religion. The biggest problem of the African continent is religion. Because if you go on the internet and you see how people are being treated and how people are going about their daily activities in their walk in religion as Christianity, as Christians in that Christianity, as Muslims in that community, it's really, 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 really sad. Let me take Ghana, for example. If you go on the internet and you see what is happening in Ghana right now, you see, people that are leading community, people that have been said to be holy, people that are leading people to heaven, to a certain place they believe in, people who are religious leaders, who are leading a group of people, are behaving like kids, behaving like people with no sense, behaving like people with no morals, behaving like people with no dignity at all, then it makes what they are leading and what they believe in questionable. Because they teaches people things, and kids, when kids go to church, whatever that they pick up from church, it grows in them. It grows in them as they grow. It grows in them. You get it? So it takes an awakening for one to know that enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
This thing is not what it's supposed to be. So I think religion in general really, really affected African continent, and it's our biggest problem, which the African people need to, like that.
Let me give you a break on that and quickly just get in some adverts, and then we'll come back. Like 1 minute. I'll be there.
Okay.
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you watch this, thank you very much. Chief is making a lot of sense. And I mean, like I said, you don't need to, if you're in the box or whatever he's saying, it will not make sense to you. But let's quickly go to this informations that we have. We have the all-white party, all-white boat party coming on in Hamburg this 2022 year, 4th of June. If you want a ticket, you need a ticket, you want to be there, just contact TNT. The time is from 7 p.m. to 12 in the midnight. Try to be there. The address is there. The informations are there. It is being presented or organized by Ofori 1. You all know Ofori, and if you don't know, check out Ofori. It's an all-white boat party. Please, if you hear all white, don't come and ask me, what are we going to wear? It's an all-white boat party, meaning white, happy, it will boat. So enjoyment be what? They say, oh yeah, we calculation now the enjoyment kakraka. Then we have the lingerie party, that is the exotic hot party going on live in Frankfurt. That is on the 16th of July 2022, and that is 9 p.m. German time. Please, if you want to be there to get the benefit out of it, it is 9 p.m., not 9 p.m. Ghana time, which will be 7, but German 9 p.m. From there, if you know what lingerie is, if you know what a dessous is, you know what the party is about. It's an E-Shisha lingerie party. You can be there. The same party now, also Ento Aswa Part 2 will be happening in GH. Let me go back and give you some views and clues. Or say, win 500 euros for the best lingerie party. 500 euros. Somebody will be asking, lingerie party created or ton lingerie or and you say bra, never be. So it is mostly for females, but a few men that want to buy for their partners also can be there. And then it's a party. Ishisha, yes, I didn't know with the electric one. That is what is going on. And then it's going on in Ghana, 22nd of October. Save the date. It's a lingerie Ishisha party. Lingerie Ishisha party. They're from Exotic Event Management. You can find them on Instagram. Even in Ghana, Cromsey win 500 Ghana cedis for the best lingerie. To win him lingerie, I start to Google. Next year, what is lingerie? How is the party gonna go? How is it everything? It's a party and a chill out. Ghana, the only say the puka, so follow up. They have a website on Instagram. So just go there, follow up, and then have fun. And radikra inchi. Oh, you're not genuinely no one found when and on a and follow up on Afritwo. That is it says Africa to the world. That is where you will find my mention logo. Now, if you find this logo with the Africa to the world, Afritwo is all about Africa. If you see down here now, the roots the root shows you say Africa for you to me say I'm connected back to the roots. And then whatever an African man has, is of quality because civilization and quality started from Africa. The Obeka otherwise actually will be an others here when Endra and now will be watching. One of it must work. This is fruitful for you. And then, like I said, if you happen to be close to somewhere in Dortmund, there is a shop called Afro Hair Center Salon, Bornstrasse in Dortmund. Just go there and get your best hair done. You can buy food stuff and you can also get your best hairstyle. Rasta, human hair, Peruvian hair, go there, you get it, and you have the best skin product you can ever get. Bornstrasse 12 in Dortmund City. Mistake there, so these are the informations we have for you, and thanks for writing them down and following up. Juliet Abaso, say good evening, everyone. Good evening, Juliet. We missed you. Please, if you happen to be on this platform, please make sure you are following up, you are liking, you are sharing, and also there's a bell there. Hit on it so that whenever we have our discussion, you get a notification. Share for people to hear what we are saying. Let them come in to show their opinion or give their opinion so that we are all learning on this platform. It's not a platform where everybody knows, but there are things we are ignoring, and these facts near the talk. So please just join up, share the page, share the program, and help all of us grow. Ude debia unya adepa now they ate unya jumapa now they ate usikaba now they ate, and yeah, we'll be about the better, don't worry. So we are about to continue the program. Let me bring Chief back to it. As a normal, there's nothing strange when you have Katie or Abuchi me from command and now baby no one can say is very normal, and I understand because I have three of them, three vibrant and beautiful, handsome kids in natural source. So what I say. Yes, welcome back, Chief. Chief, okay, na pen will be plain belande. It's be the neighbor so near when and kakra. On the obaso no so shen sa pam. Sunshine in the rain. Nipa ni honam ni things. The rain. Welcome to TNT Sunshine.
Thank you. It's been a long time.
Yes,
So
so
I repeat TNT. Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
I hope you were able to talk to your internet, Jamal, internet ambit, and
Me hangi asana ni anwa boma syndrome.
Okay, so I think Chief was on it, and then we went on commercial break a little bit. So Chief, I think we were still on the Africa, how has religion actually confused us and stuff. Mpacho, finish your part, then Sunshine will come in. I could feel it.
Yeah. So my point that I was making was about we losing focus because of religion and forgetting who we really are.
Mhm.
Because I would say, as I said, our mind was changed, our upbringing and everything was, being channeled to that of what was brought to us. So we were led to believe in that way anyway, and I was here, forgetting who we really are. Because even before all these religion and all these Bible came back to Africa, our people had their own norms, their own practices that were guided by the people. Now I think said the crime that is been happening now, back then wasn't happening.
Mhm.
Yeah, because the people back then who knew say their life is supposed to be a genuine life. They had to live a good life. They had to have morals, respect people, give, be there for people. And now religion has changed everything, and it's like each one for himself, God for us all.
Nti enebere mu no oka asem kire obi a na aka kire ne se ena nyame se ya osi yo ntimi nya odan. The funny thing is when you go back to mabo wedi dia na nipa ne ho po chechecheche. Is it not communicating to us? Anyway, like I said, please, anybody who joined, we are not talking about Christianity. We are not talking about Islam. We are talking about religion as on its whole, and whether you like it or not, when you find a place where you are talking about religion, if I'm a Muslim, I'll talk about my Muslim part, and if I'm a Christian, that is where I'll come from. So whenever you find a place, don't criticize, but try to listen to what the person is trying to say and see if it makes sense to you. The last time we had a debate, we said, excuse me, how do you get me to? So these are the kind of selfish things. When it comes to religion, it becomes even higher than time na ye community community as how do you say it? I say exactly. Near groups of people like the accounts, the Evers, the whatever. No, who said this is what we do and this is what will help us. Near boy, me and I say wo, but near yang you get to know. But right now, ya ye be no masa ya. And I ask myself, how do you win a soul with that kind of perception? It's sunshine in the rain. Welcome to this. I know this topic has not only been on TNT, it is going viral, it is on TikTok, it is wherever, because people has gotten to the point to say, before sunshine comes up, people have gotten to the point to say, they hear something and they see different things. Why am I saying that? You go to church, your man of God is preaching holy water. You get it? He preaches, don't say this, and then he said, don't abuse, but he's abusing you. It's people who wake up and be like, wait, I didn't make no crown, me pacho wo. No pa me. So you start questioning, and due to those, I would say mistake, but due to those things that were born to happen, because your Bible crash says, "Do baby no, Yankupon ma Pharaoh had in the heart, send a bear, things will happen." So I think said the era has come. Say the leaders will make those mistakes for us to question it, to find out what is going on. How lost are we? How misinformed are we? Because Enyasa and Kamene will chief, trust me. Kedasu jinemua, we know say left and right brain no you doom no pa 1 + 1 say erade beye 2 + 2 erade beye then you fail in school. So sunshine, that is the topic right now. So how has religion helped or failed Africa in the real?
So thank you. Good evening. Well, I would say Africa, religion hasn't failed us, but we have actually failed ourselves by not learning and practicing it rightly. I think religion has been blown out of context. People are taking advantage of what they don't even really understand and misusing it, imposing it on people and infringing on the rights of people and making people get confused, making people live in fear, only to think that without being a religious person, then when you die, you are going to go to hell. Or and then we are actually also living in this world only to think that we will die and go to heaven or hell. So now we are virtually doing the things we are doing because there is a heaven and there is a hell. If they tell us tomorrow, if the man comes and hang in the skies and say, "Papa, Papa, there is no heaven and hell," there you will see the true colors of Derek, Sunshine in the Rain, and Chief. There you will see what I can do to humanity. But right now, we are all trying to comport ourselves because we know that there is heaven and hell. So if we die, we'll go to. So virtually, you see that somebody is actually doing something wrong, or wants to do practicing, doing something wrong, but because the person knows that eyes are watching him or her, the person tries to do it for people, but doesn't do it from the heart. What I'm saying is, like in Europe here, the kids are being taught right from wrong, what to do and what is not done. They know that if you throw something out of the car or later about, it is debt and it's not good. In Africa, how is it difficult that if they are not training, if they are not teaching this even in homes, that schools to teach an elderly person, right, who went for night vigil or went to Achimota Forest to pray, fasted and has after the prayers broke the fast and took the next available trotro to Kaneshe, sat in the trotro and then buys bofrot. The bofrot puff puff is put in a paper. The moment she finished eating, she's coming from church or prayer and whatever. The moment she finished eating, she just crumples the paper like this. Look through the window. Look here, nobody is looking. Just throw it on the streets. Then I was saying that cleanliness is next to godliness. So you are coming from church. You expected the pastor to teach you cleanliness. Or where do you expect to learn it from? And then you don't eat your environment right. In this, we will blame it on religion. But I would say that where did religion come in? Like, you understand? So we, the human beings, have actually failed ourselves. We try to compare ourselves to the white people. They don't have green and white sense, and we have green and yellow sense. We all have the same sense. Why is it that a white person will say something and then you'll be like, hey, Wakanya Sasemo? And we the blacks, we can't even come up with such gedanken. We can't come up with such thinking to know simple basic things to do. And this is why I like to follow common sense Avram Moshe. I don't follow Avram Moshe because I want to join his doctrine whatsoever. But he's actually teaching common sense. And you realize that everybody in Africa is fighting him. The majority is fighting him. The church is fighting Avram Ben Moshe. Just because he's teaching, he didn't say he's teaching religion or Christianity or Muslimami or whatever they call it. He's just saying common sense that in Europe it is very basic and knowledgeable to a class 1 from even right from kindergarten. But let's leave the kindergarten children out. It is right knowledgeable to a class 1 to class 4 child. To children, I'm sure children in Europe will go to Africa and they would give knowledge to an elderly person, and then they'll be like, "Mo abrochen kwaladie, mo abrochen kwaladie." Like, what is it not the same teachers who went to teacher training school? You understand? So I would say that we have actually failed ourselves, and not religion plays a role, but we have actually failed ourselves. We have failed ourselves. Religion hasn't done anything so bad to us, but we don't even know how to handle the religion. We don't even know how to go about it, because this same religion is in America. This same religion is in Kenya. This same religion is in Rwanda. I said Kenya, sorry, China. This same religion is in Rwanda of yesterday, where they have deported the UK immigrants coming from Africa to go, and they are crying. If you didn't tell them where you are coming from, why would they send you back to Uganda? Just because they did not disclose where they are coming from. You understand? So this same religion is in all the developing parts of the world, but Africa alone, we have capitalized on the religion, and we are actually like putting ourselves into jeopardy. We are not coming out successfully. So I don't think that it is the religion, because it is practiced in America. Americans worship a lot. An American pastor is in church and he's on guard. He's having his guns in his pocket because he knows that he has to apply wisdom. You understand?
Okay, so we get to know that actually, as you said, these are two basic things. The common sense to know semi preaching, but somebody can harm me in the Bronx, so let me put a gun there. Comes to common sense, right? But then, what we're saying before, I think Chief made mention of us being in a box. So the box is me growing up, knowing only one particular thing without having a choice to choose to say, this is what I want, number one. And you might see, sir, in the African countries, most, we don't know anything about that thing we call fetish priest, shrine, whatever, no. And then later on, why do you get to know, say, those shrines are here. Sorry, my friend altar, no. There's no difference between the shrine and the altar, no. So what I say. So a kind of paint. The African man has, in a way, and please, not every African man, but when we say African men are the majority, has gotten to a point, say, or no believe in that whatever they are brand on. And when we say religion, we are talking about Islam, we are talking about Hindu, whatever. Has gone to that point, say everything in life growth, everything is based on sa religion now we're choosing. In case say Christianity or try imagine kwebiaba no abefa no akonanti gold so asasi so na make a gold kura when you will be that. You have not even achieved anything in your life. You expect God to reward you to work on his gold. Now you will not know even how to work on it. Let's go back to what you said, Sunshine. In those countries like China, the same religion, no, but it's their religion. So China is moving forward. Uko India is the same religion, but it's their religion with their culture. You know, India is now made, and you're made in India, and you're made in Taiwan, and you're made in China. Uko US, nipa no praise the Lord, or yeah, Juma Bear for to achieve whatever he is achieving. So, over somewhere like Germans, they are forsaking whatever religion. Religion is work, right? So we are not criticizing the religion in the sense it says bad, but we are criticizing the foreign religion because we understand that anybody who will come to you as a okopo, right? So that I can see say chief words na shishana tibemo akasa.
I want to come in.
As a okopo, I come to you, Sunshine. Then I start telling you, say, oh Jai, so chief no honor, unpel good oh, me na me ye good. As a seminar. Don't you already see, say, I am trying to push you to a certain corner, brainwash you and make sure, give you the best picture of me, and tell you, say, Chief, no, yeah, bema like me, na ankasano, or nye papa. And that is what religion, the foreign religion has done. Or by also with the same religion, worship that will help you, or see, and that is my question, say, enya, we are on a religious part today. Enya, not only the amount, how has it helped or how has it not helped Africa? Chief, before then, Constance say hello, Sister Constance, Yafewaha, and then Sunshine Kwane, where the big Bunisutu. Clearly, I say people have used religion to cover their wrongdoing. Thank you. Take the Muslim who kill people in the name of religion. And also, so the same applies to the Africans. Thank you.
So, with respect to the comparison of other continents, their way of life, their religion, and how they practice it, with Africa, no, I think it's a appropriation or miscommunication and miscomparison, because Africa is the only continent here. Christianity was imposed upon, was brought to. Chinese don't practice. You see, when we talk of religion, in the sense of Africa now, we're talking of Christianity. Because when you go to China, Chinese don't practice Christianity. Indians don't practice Christianity. The other continent, that Asia continent, they don't practice Christianity. They have it there, but it is not what the majority does.
Yeah.
That is what I initially said. Say, Christianity, in a way, it goes with culture. The religion goes with culture. So those people have really identified who they are and what they stand for and what they want. So the Chinese are prospering because they are in line with their religion, with their customs. They are in line with their religion, their way of life, their beliefs, with their traditions. Africa had just come out from, let's say, trauma. Yeah, we were our own people. We had our own way of life, our own beliefs. We were prosperous. We were doing our own thing. Then something happened to us. Yeah, for a whole lot of years. And after all this, that what happened to us in these years, we were disorganized. Yeah, family were taken out from family, family heads were taken out of family, children were taken away. So Africa was disorganized. Yeah, again now. So most people lost their identity and who they are because they lost most of the traditions, most of the history and everything because most of the people carrying it to be, impacted on other people were taken away. So as we Africans coming out from that, what happened to us so many years ago, we were introduced into something new. So the generations that were there grew up with what was introduced to them, and that has shaping our lives from that point to now. So the only thing that we knew was what was given to us. So a lot of our history and a lot of our lives, our thinking and everything was taken away from us because most people were taken out from the continent. You get it? So
Yes.
we were introduced to something new, which has guided us, which has led us, which we have been holding on to for so many years that is shaping our lives. You see, now the religion, as we're talking about, mainly Christianity, has made Africans the only source of livelihood. My sister made mention of a lady going to how do you call it, prayer camp or something like that, coming back buying both food and throwing rubbish on the street, something like that. They don't have time to do any other thing than to go to church. You get it? Because even if whatever their family or their mom or their dad will tell them in the house, that goes contrary to what the pastor and that's the software be catching in the church. A problem, on fact. And sometimes basic things are learned from the home. So what you say, and the community that we live in, but Christianity has taken over the community. You will feel our coreness as an Africans, who we really are. And you identify and I have that kind of Christianity into us, and the only thing that we do. That is the only thing that we know. The boy and bra. You get it? And that is really affecting us. But if we are able to identify, say, no, this is this and this is that, then we can move on as a people. You get it? Then we can identify, say, this is who we are. This is what we're supposed to do. Because, you see, when you look at, let me take this, for example, I'm not trying to sound xenophobic or something like that. Look at the Americans, for instance. Yeah, they practice Christianity. Okay, now Americans are telling Africans and other parts of the world to accept, same-sex marriage and those LGBTQ community. Yeah. Okay. So why are other African countries saying no? Don't they belong to the same community? They all belong to the same community. They all believe in the same Bible. They all believe in the same God. Why are they saying no? The African people know that they have their own ethics, they have their own customs, they have their own traditions. But the Christianity has dominated the African continent. It's making the people sick. I don't know, it's a disease. That's how I'll put it. It's a disease because we know very well that this is who we are. Yeah. But to realizing and to elevating and finding out, say, this is what we're supposed to do. The Christianity and that of the religion has blocking us to be able to, awakening our consciousness.
Think further, yeah.
Because they say we have been it for a very long time. And the segregation, the discrimination, the chastising, the hatred that comes in when people are trying to differentiate between common sense and religion, Christianity, and other stuff. You get it? You can't tell me, or you live here in Germany and then you wake up in the morning and go and sit at a church to go and pray while you have meter to pay. You have work to go to. So in this place that you live in, you apply common sense to your daily lives. It is pure common sense. It's not magic. You get it? It's common sense that the people here in Europe and other parts of the world are applying. We might say that even though the Europeans and the Americans are Christians, but they are prospering. Why are Africans not prosperous? Are we really sure that the way we practice our Christianity in Africa is the way the Europeans practice it? That is the difference. So we need to identify that they apply culture and customs to whatever that they are doing. They have their way of life. And we Africans have abandoned everything that has to do with that. And we are stick to what has been brought to us. And that is our problem. So before we can go on, before we can move on, before we can elevate and awaken our consciousness and realize that no, this is what's really killing us, my brother, we will never go far. Let's take Rwanda, for example. Rwanda, I listened to one of Ghanaian minister. I think he was then deputy minister of something. I forgot, but I think now he's part of the NPP party executives or so. I think the regional level. They went to Rwanda for a workshop, and the people of Rwanda have made series of laws, regulations governing their churches. Nobody can wake up in the morning and open church in Rwanda. People don't go to radio and go and sit and preach and be talking blah, 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 blah. Nobody does that in Rwanda. You can check it out. Nobody. You need to have a certain level of qualification, a certain level of decorum before you can be allowed to be on radio to talk about religion, to even preach or hold a church. So there is sanity. They've guided it. They know that this is who we are. So even if we are introducing this, because people have the right to do whatever they want, to choose where they want to belong, but still the core of Rwanda and the identity of our Rwandanness is supposed to stay. And that is what our country, Ghana, is lacking. Look at this woman who recently was a fetish priest, doing her own thing. She was arrested. She was tried in court. Within some few time, she's turned a pastor. She's opened up a church, and people are there. This tells you that Ghanaians and Africans believe and will die for what has been introduced to them, irrespective of who is leading, how it is being done, and how the person is going about it. They will still go in for it, which is Christianity. You get my point? People don't believe any other thing. They have no sense of any other thing but to just go in and do the fetish.
I have a question for you here. The question goes by Sister Juliet Asare. Say, I don't agree with you, Brother Chief. Christianity wasn't forced on anyone, where according to history tells us that we were forced. It was a choice, and most of us decided explore that the other religion. Okay, there are different types of religion in Ghana, for example. Okay.
So, my sister Juliet, if you really listen to my submission very well, I never said it was forced to us. I said the religion or the Christianity was introduced to us. Yeah, it was introduced to us as Africans after what happened to us. So most of our history, most of our culture, and most of our identity had already been taken away. So we were given a new thing to try. And people stick to it, believe in it, followed it, and now they are stuck with it. So nobody forces us to be religious. Nobody forces us to be Christian. But it was introduced to us. Yeah, because the white people brought missionaries to Africa to spread their word. We believed in them, we adopted it, and now we are in with it. We were not forced. But the one thing that was there to compete that religion was what we lost. Our history. We lost our history. We lost our people who were supposed to be there to push their Africanness to compete with that of the Christian that was being introduced to us. We didn't find it. It was not there. You get it? That is why all those things happen. And it is now, after so 400, 500 years that the African people are now realizing and are now finding themselves and now identifying who they really are and remembering and figuring out their history, their traditions, and their customs.
Now it's difficult because that is where I bring in the word the brainwash or the damage has already been caused. So now for me to know that this is a knife since birth, even though it's a pen, it's difficult for me to accept it back as a pen
It is.
because I have
Exactly.
learned that. So Germans have a book. Anybody living in Germany, you can follow up. Germans have a book. They say that ein Tisch is ein Tisch, meaning a table is a table. What if a table has been called a bed before you learned it and you grew up with it and everything? Would you have been sleeping? Would you have been sleeping on the table? You get the point. So it's like you come to this world and you get to know that a table is called a table. But if it was a bed and you have been calling it a table, will you now be eating on the bed? So that is where the confusion actually starts. And like I said, you can anyone on this platform, please do your research. I think Sunshine is having a little bit of difficulties because she's hanging, then she goes. Let's see. If you can't do your research, go on Google or anywhere, find the letter from King Leopold II of Belgium writing to the colonial missionaries, 1883. That is where he actually is telling them how, and the concept to come to Africa, how they can win the minds of the Africans without bringing the same contest they used in the, let me say, 1600s against themselves. Why am I saying that? In the 1600s, whenever they hear of a group of people or a settlement, I'll say, they hear that you are not worshiping the same Christ, right? As they know, they have to fight you. And when they conquer you, you will have to be baptized. That is another form of force. You get it? So now when I'm working with Chief, and I can see that Chief can help me build whatever. But Chief is, according to me, a pagan. For Chief to work with me, you have to, the word is you have to accept Christianity so that you and I can walk in my palace or anything. It's a form of force. So after doing that in the British and England state or whatever, they now saw that there was no space to do that again. So they needed to go west and explore. That is when they started going out and they found those lands they didn't know were called Africa. They found gold. They started to, fight us. They couldn't stand. They wanted to use the same thing they were using on their people. It couldn't work. So now they came back and was like, let's bring them what we have used in conquering these people. But then that is where the letter of King Leopold comes in, that when you go, don't give them the same gospel now you have been giving to our fellow people over there. No? But when you go there, they already know God. Please, anybody who is coming to you already knows that you know God already. It is only you that does not believe, probably, that you knew God before they brought you your own history. That is a funny thing. They brought you your own history, shaken, diluted, mixed, to be able to overcome. He said that don't give them the same because they know God already. They know God through this thing, this thing, this thing. So when you go there, go down to their level, try to give them the gospel according to the way that we can conquer them and take over. And these are things that I always say that once you have accepted to believe in me, Derek, or in Chief, or Akosia, or whoever, you need to know where Akosia, where Chief is coming from, how the Chief gets here, to be able to understand those things. And you find out that, and please, anybody listening, do your research. You find out that it is not somebody has written, it is something linking to another thing. My point is not religion on its own, as Chief's point is also not religion on its own, but it is the foreign religion given to you without understanding and giving you a certain kind of understanding. So when it comes to Christianity, for those that are meant to be Christians, Christianity is pure. When it comes to the Akwesi, therefore, I don't know how we call our religions over there, and that Akwesi, therefore, is good for the Akwesi group and clan. But
Yeah.
immediately I start going to Germany to tell them, hey, you have to believe in that person there. That is where the problem starts. Trying to prove to you yours is inferior or whatever, and
Yeah.
mine is. So, Sunshine, please, up to what Brother Chief has said. What do you have to say? You are only shining. Talk to us.
I don't think I had much, but
Because of
I
the
would
connection.
say yes, the connection. I don't know what's wrong. Mr. Moon, you people should do contributions so that I'll go to T-Mobile, being at TNT. Hey, no, not TNT. T-Mobile. So, this religion thing, it's not easy to recover from an abuse. You know that
Mm.
I believe Africans were abused. We were not. I believe we were abused. For them to come and give us this their Christianity and take our people into slavery. The same people who came to give us a book that the book talks about love your neighbor and this and that, stole people from us as slaves and went to misuse them somewhere else.
The name of love.
So when you try to, in the name of love, and brought us this book and said it's the Bible and that and that and that, when we had our own way of worshiping, and then told us our own way of worshiping was evil, and so it's not easy to recover from abuse. Africa as a whole is recovering from this abuse, generation upon generation upon generation. But you realize that this our generation, our eye is opening small small. Just when our eye decided to open, they brought in LGBTQ, that's WF. Now our eye has opened and it is going to over open into LGTBWQYZ. It's really sad. It's really sad. Um, the way things are going. Initially, I was having the same discussion somewhere, and I was like, as I am in this phase of trying to understand the whole thing, it's not everybody who will get where I have gotten. Me, I have actually stopped. I'm at a standstill right now, trying to discover which direction am I from and where am I heading towards. Something I was born into. When I was born into a family of Christians and they are practicing Christianity, and even when I check around now in Kasana, I see that this Christian family that I belong to now, they take the taking this rich dish. Oh, auntie, nya papa, oh, papa, nya papa, oh, mammy, yeah, oh, mammy, yeah. Oh, what can you correct? And they said they are Christian. You understand? And I have come to a standstill where I'm like, Makasa Christo, sumi a yawu me too muya, me nyin wo muya, mabe nyin wo muya, me husui. And is it the right thing? And if it's the right thing, why is it that everybody is kind of confused? Do I want to join the confused.com group? You understand? So now my question is, what am I going to at the end I'm to tell me, Mano? Is it the same old way that I know or the new way that I'm yet to discover? You understand me? So even if we are not looking so far, if we are not going to stretch our necks and look so far, just look at the environment in which you are coming from, the family in which you are coming from, where your auntie will go for all night, will go for Monday to Friday service, and yet still doesn't have good character. Your uncle, and these are Christians. You are born into this family, so you see, charity begins at home. You are born
Yes.
into this family, and they are so evil around you. And mommy, when you have something good, you cannot be your own family members. Your
Think
mother, you don't tell your.
again. We are not hearing you at all. Come again.
I mean, they are born into.
Aju, you go off and back again. Sorry about that. It's like a robot talking right now. Yeah. Uh, Rajib, I think the question she's asking is very deep and strong. What do you tell your kids? Because the traditional part now, and when I say traditional, I'm talking about our native religion, how we worship and stuff. You don't know for sure, right? Because at the end of the day, with common sense, without common sense, we know say we are living in the physical and there's something, as you said in the beginning, that created the heavens and the earth, and we call it God. So there is a supernatural. Let me put it that way, right? So definitely we believe in the spirit and we believe in the common sense, which God has given us the brain. So in which direction does or will your children take? How is it possible? I have a clue, but I want you to give in till sunshine comes. What will you do?
You see, as I said earlier on, I said the Christianity, way of life, had its own good and bad, and the moral aspect is what you look in for. It's a community. And so far as you live with a community, you need to be part of the community. But then it doesn't mean say you should go there with all your eyes closed. You
Yes.
get it? Because let's take a church for instance. The church, when you go to the church has so many practices. So as a human being who belongs to a community and not to feel outcast, yeah, you need to pick out only the good aspect of what the church is giving. I hope you understand my point, because there are moral aspects that you get from the church, which will shaping your life. You get it, but it doesn't mean say yourself the whole of the day without going to work. That comes in with you yourself applying your common sense. So you can be part of a community, drive the good and the positive energy from the community, and do away with the negative ones. So you can take your kids to church. They go to Sunday school. They learn morals from the church. But when they come back home, they spend only 4 hours in the church, or 3 hours or 2 hours in the church. When they come home, the whole of the week you are with your kids. So the little knowledge that you have, or you yourself, over time, the experiences that you've seen, the experiences that you have achieved, you have to impact on your children.
Okay.
And we experience on daily basis. We get new experiences and new life on daily basis. You see, let's take social media for instance. Now we see a lot of things on social media. How pastors are doing, how people are doing, how Christianity is killing people, how it's transferring people. Both the negative and the positive aspect. You get it. So you yourself have to sit down and know, okay, this thing is bad, this thing is good, this thing is bad, this thing is good. Because nobody will tell you how to grow your kids or how to treat your children. You yourself have to sit down and look for the good part and teach your children. You get it? So there's nothing wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong belonging to a community, belonging to a church. But you need to apply your common sense in everything that you do. You don't have to be in church 24/7. Your pastor will tell you, give me all your money, and then you give it to him. Pastors will be driving good cars, living in big houses, and people are suffering in church. The church is a community that needs money to survive. It's okay. It's perfect. You go to church, you give your offering, simple. When the church is doing something that you need your contribution, fair enough, you do it because the community, you're part of it. Every community needs to improve. They need, but to aspect, you need to sit down and know, say, no, this is getting too much. This thing demand is getting too much. No, this one I won't do it. Nobody's going to judge you. It's just the community is going to judge you, but in your mind, your heart, you're doing the right thing. And that is what matters. When you feel good in yourself, you feel good for yourself, nothing can take that one away from you.
Thank you very much. So I think we'll let this thing rest a little bit, then we'll be treating church manners or church and good conduct. I have it here. For everyone watching, I think most of us came in the middle. We had Christian. What our brother Chief is trying to say, or what we are trying to say, is not what you are practicing now is the problem. It is your choice. If everyone has gone to a particular standard to say, I want to be, I know this because I want to be, it's okay. The problem that is killing Africa, as Brother Chief has said, and even Sister Juliet said, and Sunshine the Rain, is that we depend. It's like if you don't have the Bible, you can't breathe. Somebody said the last time, Christianity shows you how to love your neighbor. So before the Bible, I was hating my neighbor. Before the Bible, I didn't know what was good, what was bad. Before the Bible, I couldn't breathe. You understand? These are the things that is destroying Africa, please. And I just want anyone watching to underline it in your mind. It is not that religion you are in, whether Islam or whatever, that is killing the African morals or whatever. It is because you don't want to look anywhere. You can't breathe. You can't shave your hair without God cutting it for you. You can't shave your beard without God in Yaminebeye. But everything, instead of going to work to make ends meet, you are in church from Monday to Tuesday. You are in the mosque from Monday to Tuesday. Then you come and cry upon God to say He's not blessing you. Once He has given you all you need. So I was watching a video saying, you have neglected all this kind of medicine or whatever in the name of God. You see everything black to be what? Bad. And everything of the white man and quality. It say the African way 200 the skin all the time about minute na a choku. Yeah, the Bible 200 catch say you call a busa. But these are the ways, these are the traditions that God gave to you, not any man. It is God Himself that gave those directions and traditions to you for you to explore, for you to flourish, for you to get where you are getting to. So there's a statement I made the last time. I say, nobody can really worship God in truth and spirit, as we say, if you don't honor your traditions and culture. You get it? Because this is the only way He has given to you. In Tinoko, Jew Fomua, we all agree that Jews happen to be one of the richest, I'll say, religion or society or group of people on this earth, whether we believe it or not. It's
And they
because
are not Christians.
and they are not Christians, they just abide by their traditions and culture. So if we have the Christian Jews, they still believe in their culture, but they have made a decision. You get the point. So it is not itself, but it is its outcome. We decided to close all chapter up here, all chapter. And then now we depend on bit me than not the Bible actually assume yes because a baby biama. And so John 3:16 kind of
No.
you get the point. So we need to wake up because we have slept on the knowledge and the wisdom that God has given to us. And it's everything about miracle, the free baby, any heaven, our con anti gold, bisunti, baby, biawas, as you know. I have a Germany, nothing at them will never ever to say, Uba, the poor gold, bisunti, juma. In Casa, a year, John 3:16, Baba, bet you out, That's it. Let's be wise in the things we do. Nobody is saying this is good or this is bad because you're in share me. You're near me, ruler. You get it. And nobody has made anyone. But it has killed Africans because we have off the mind. We have switched on the manual of life. But please, Mami Musa Masemu will be our sunshine. How can you make your television function if you read the manual to the television and you have switched up your mind instead of open say manual and then how to put on the television, but you don't use your mind, say me for remote now. How does it work? And this is what Africa is lacking. Here, religion has killed it because at least near rules and regulation, near slow be. It may go harm me drain hot twice. I drain your juma spiritual so your juma, and then we'll tell you said those that are not spiritual on spirituality, they are wrong. And so your Bible is telling me, say, or see those that worshiping in spirit and in truth. And now cast the spirit, and the kind Bible now can said those that worship in truth and spirit, not cast then your spirituality. You see, so please, there are things beyond my dream not send a cheap guy. Let's think out of the box to understand God Himself. Because rather you say you shouldn't understand Him. Sunshine. And then we will not take too much of your time. I can see how even Chief is struggling up there to get a quiet place. Let me give us your last 5 minutes on how religion can either spoil or should we continue with religion in Africa, that is a foreign religion, or should we stick to what we knew before? How can it help Africans?
You can't serve two masters and serve them right.
Mhm.
And like when Jesus was talking to the, I don't know which people he was talking to, whether the disciples or the Samaritans or something, when he talks about give what belongs to Caesar. And so, like Ghana, let me use Ghana because that's where I come from. Look at the cathedral thing. Like the whole country is in a mess, trying to stand on its feet, trying to get to. I don't think they're even trying to do anything. Just trying to go forward and mess themselves up more.
We are just there.
So
And that's
they are
the
just there. They are just there messing up every day, messing up. And then you say you are coming to build a national cathedral. You understand? A cathedral for what? After all the multi-million mansion churches in Ghana, can't we worship somewhere? Must we add a cathedral to it before the nation will be a nation? Before God will have to see? You understand? So
Mhm.
for me, it is for me in my own power. If I become a president, I will do reshuffling. I will do reshuffling. I will wipe out all the churches in the system,
Hmm.
like Rwanda has done. I
Mhm.
will wipe. No, God knows that I am not doing evil. The church is not the body of Christ. The body of Christ is you, your heart.
I see.
I will wipe out all the churches in the system, and give license to whom it deserved. You
Whom they
Mhm.
understand?
deserve. Yeah.
But here is the situation whereby the empenyinfoɔ no, ɔmo nom mogya wɔ ha, na ɔmo anom communion wine wɔ ha sei. And how do you do that? How do you do that? And you expect so you would go, you will move you
Mhm.
understand? Inti no, as far as much as I am concerned, no. Omunjai radio stations now try to prove something. No, I said they are trying to prove say nyame wo. I said they are not trying to prove say nyame wo. Nyame dada na yenene na. Nyame ni hɔ a nkɛnyɛ ne sɛ nnɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛda so te ase. Nyame bi wɔ hɔ no. Na mmom no, yɛnhwɛ na n'abɔdeɛ no a ɔde ama yɛn no, the things he has graced us with no, we work on it, improve upon it, so that we can leave it for our generation to come.
Mhm.
That's when you develop what God has given to you, and preserve and protect it and live for your generation to come. It is a history to tell that God is indeed wonderful.
Mhm.
But if we abuse what we have, and our generation to come will say that, what did God do for us? A lot of people, the youth in Africa, are actually questioning the existence of God, because they don't see the copper, the gold, the diamond, the mangan, whatever it is called, magnesium
Mang-
or manganese or whatever,
manganese.
manganese, everything. They haven't seen me. I haven't seen some before. So if you tell me that God has graced my country with diamond, I only see diamond in Europe. I haven't seen diamond in Africa. And meanwhile, the Europeans came to take it from Africa and brought it here and came to polish it, and it's looking beautiful. So you would see that. That's why Trini Jonas say, "Heaven na emu na yewo no." Meanwhile, the heaven is where we are coming from.
Hmm.
But what have we done with it? We have actually taken it and spit on it. We have abused it. They have helped us to abuse it, and we did not wake up from our sleep. And so we are also rather spoiling it the more. So in my own view, let us stop this religion and let us live naturally. If I knew how to practice natural culture, tradition, or something, I wasn't born into it. Sometimes I wish I know how to do it. If I knew how to do it, I would practice it gladly. But today, if you are not careful, you will go into the wrong person's hands, and you will go and practice something else. You don't know what you are doing. You understand? So I
Yeah.
would say that we should stick to natural life. We should we should stick to natural life, just like Europe is sticking to natural life.
What
And
is
they are, look at the Chinese. Every
the
little thing that they will get, they will sit down and see how they can bring out something out of it. Every little opportunity they get, they are improving upon something and making life very simple and very easy. Ours is to sit in the church and worship our pastor and listen to preaching 247, and it hasn't taken us anywhere. It has taken us nowhere. It has taken us
Good.
nowhere. It is your heart that will take you somewhere. How you think. You can keep feeding your body and feeding your body, and if you don't improve on what you fed your body with, how can you improve?
Mhm.
So
Thank you very much. Wonderful speech. Thank you for joining us. I salute you. I believe we'll be seeing you very often here since you went to Ola. Come back, right? Okay. So, Chief,
Yeah.
give us
thank
your last 5 minutes and then I leave you
am I
alone
am I
today.
relieved of my duty? Am I relieved of my duty?
Yes, you are.
Have a lovely evening.
Bye. Yeah, Chief, your 5 minutes,
Yeah.
please.
So, as my sister was saying, before we put everything to close, I would say we should change our ways. We should apply wisdom in whatever that we are doing, because Christianity has its benefit, its own good and bad aspects. But we should make sure that we go in for the good ones, and not let people use their intelligence to amass wealth while we suffer.
Mhm.
Being part of a community that is supposed to make us benefit, that a community that is supposed to help us to realize who we are, but rather suffering. When you go to the church, about 90% of people in church are suffering. A few people in the church are making it. Why is it supposed to be so? Look out to the Western countries who are not so much into the practice of Christianity as we do in Africa, are prospering. Why are we that we are dealt in? We breathe, we eat, we sing, we does everything Christian, still suffering. So I think that is not what will make us wealthy. That is not what will bring us food, but rather we should look for food somewhere and do what salvation, requires as well.
As
We
well.
shouldn't put everything together in one box, but rather find ourselves in between the two that we do. I think that will help us in moving forward in our journey to finding heaven and finding our maker.
Thank
Yeah,
you very much. I salute you, boss. It
I
was
salute you
wonderful
too.
with you. And I know
Yeah,
that the memoirists is the same, long one, and son, I sacrifice.
and easy. I wish that we have had a very long, lengthy, productive conversation, but today has not been easy for me at
Go ahead,
all.
you try your best, and I really appreciate you for that.
Yeah.
Have a nice evening, and we will chat back. So I'm very grateful.
All right.
Happy
Thank you
Sunday.
very much for having me, and my regards to the family.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Adios.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it was wonderful with Sunshine in the Rain and Chief helping and joining us today. One thing I really want to say, for you to not misquote and misunderstand anything here, it is the best of Africa. That is what we are looking for. And whether we love it or not, the foreign religion might have benefited you as an individual, whatever religion it might be. And when you hear people here on the platform talking about Christianity, that is what they were being brought up with till they understood something else or till something else happened. And others that might come, we have a lot of religion on this earth. The thing is that you and I, and me as well, being brought up as a Christian, you and I, if they have brought Jesus Christ today, 2022, would you have believed, even your pastor, would he have believed in Jesus Christ? Let's be honest. Because even then, when you are rising as a youth, as a young person, your man of God will tell you, say, we are not here to exercise our kind of talent or whatever, because he's not speaking out of love, but because on him challenge behavior. So now look at the lifestyle of Jesus Christ. Coming up, telling people, say, don't you know I'm supposed to be in my father's house? Don't you know this? Rebecca, so you're arrogant. They will tell him he's arrogant. They will tell him, this boy there, who is he? Who is whatever? Whatever. At the end of the day, it is because someone has told you something years ago. Now, many people have come and they brought it down. That is why you have cleaved to it. I asked a question one time. I was like, imagine something was going wrong, and then you said in the name of Jesus, for example, and it worked. What about the same thing was going wrong, and you wanted to say in the name of Jesus, but you did, Hachim. Will you now start worshiping and believing that Hachim is the Son of God? It's a question, please. It's just a question. You get it? So God has placed something in you that shows you, say, no matter what you do, you always go back home. So there's something home for you. And that thing that is home for you, is what he himself, your father, so whenever I hear me, I go to my parents, I go to my mom. I'll call papa, I'll call mom, you go to your father, your mom. That means you are cleaved. There's something in them that still connects you, that will push you forward. In Tineto, then it becomes harder. You find out that pastors and church members are going back to their roots. They are looking for this, they are praying for answers, they are going whatever. Why? Because Omutimu said that thing they are in 100% and can for failing. You get it? We misquote some things and then we stay in it. Also, with Japadi in the same when you sell all your Japadi, you bring it to the church. Now next month you do not need Japadi now because Tony Bunadi church. Now how beneficial is it? You get it? We have to apply whatever religion you are in, you have to apply wisdom. But the wisdom, when we open it to you, you will argue. So I would say nowadays when I listen to some preaching and I listen to some people, I smile a lot because it's like if my mom has told you, say I'm a Ghanaian, and I lie to you, say I'm a Nigerian, and then when I start talking, us Nigerians, we Nigerians, blah blah blah. When you're sitting there, you'll be smiling. What you said the American is either I don't know what I'm saying, or I even don't. I'm lying to you, and that is the funny thing. When they are now talking, the more you go further, the research is not for you to go and see, say, oh, there's no God. God is there. There is a savior. But those things, it was before they brought those things to us. Just that as we gave it, your polish a diamond who say wet. Clean. When it was in the clay and filled with dirt, you didn't see the value of it. And that is Africa and the white man's belief. The same dirt that they came to take, and then pluck out that precious stone called diamond. They polished it. Even in this case, the glass back, they put some glass in instead of giving you pure diamond. Brought it back to you and you were like, wow, what a treasure. But when it was with you, because of clay, you didn't value it. And that is what is killing us today. Because what we have, we don't value. We always see the blackness of it. Till the same person who is telling you it is black will come and take it. So, and then that thing they call, say, a sum boma bosom. Oko France, a BC ho. But when the white man tells you, go and cross a bridge, put a padlock on it, say some words of love unto it, you and your partner, lock it, and your love is locked forever. So spiritual aspect, when you go to another place, not say a well or something where they put water, and they tell you, drop a coin and say some words on it, you believe it. When you go to Jew, that's what Christians love right now. When you go to Israel, you go to Israel nowadays, right? And then they tell you, say, koto coin way to and say something. That one you believe. But when you go to Ghana, near catch yourself koto coin eto antwamua. Hey, there been in Subi. Do you get it? Let's be wise in the things we do. Let's stop, neglecting our staff and receiving things we don't understand. Because if you come, I don't know anything with a few knowledge. If you come with the Bible itself, the questions I'll give you, you might not be able to understand, explain one. The only thing you'll be turning in a circle, they didn't force you, it's okay, it's in it, because you haven't gone out to know even why that thing came in, for example. You understand? So let's not be stuck in a box. And due to the same religions, people have been doing things in a time, Christians were actually killing people for them to believe. At a time, the Muslims were doing it. So don't put it in your head, say Islam is more wicked than it's not the religion, it's the human behind the religion. If I'm wicked, you can put me into Hindu, whatever, I'll still do it. But if you know history, you get to know, say, people were killing because of religion. Before religion was not there, we had our fights. We were killing, all right, but it was not that holy war as we call it. Now you are fighting for God himself. Has he called you to fight for him? What he has called you to do is to be fruitful to the earth. How are you fruitful to the earth? What have you planted? What have you built? How have you made use of the crops, the trees, the strength he has given to you, the spirit he has invoked to follow you? How have you made use of it? Brain or the mouth, how far have you been able to think or learn with it? You are hoping for manna, you are hoping for that thing called miracle. Do you know what a miracle is? It's simple, it's time and season. Time and season makes a miracle. But you are waiting for you to go out and somebody go, hey, Derek, come here. I have a job for you. Without writing application, hocus pocus. You get it? Let's be wise, and that will help us build our continent. Let's wipe away some nonsense that just because you have a church for a long time doesn't mean you are a Christian. Just because you have been going to church your whole life, probably you have nowhere to go. But what we are saying is that have that religion in your heart, because Christianity is in your heart. Islam is in your heart, is in your mind. Whatever you do, whether Osum Antwa, is in your heart. But after the Antwa, after the Christianity, after the Islam, who are you? And that is where our program ends today. Who are you? Find your identity. Find your identity. Your identity is your tradition. Your identity is your language. Your identity is your culture. Your identity is even the name that is being given to you. You understand? Now, if you look at our singers, Kwame Eugene, the Kyo Natural, as you are in the identity, Kweku, near the KYBA Shebebi, we are just getting lost because we want it to sound a little bit unique. Ufro Bia, hello, or say hello, just say, we'll be funny, we'll be funny, papa. And that is our problem. Obi koka brofuno tia, your problem because wahoka Christmas. Now, sorry, Christmas na kasa. Unim says Ghana. If you go to Ghana, for example, if you go to a place called that is in Accra called Twibleu, it is Twibleu. For the Ashanti man, it is Twibreu. And up to today, Ashanti man will tell you it's Twibreu. But when you go to the Ghana, it is Twibleu. The same way you go to another place, another people will be pronouncing it. Like the others will say problem. As nobody is laughing. Stop criticizing what you have. Because what you have is who you are. The things that made you, the things that brought you, the things that has actually guided you now to Pempensona is what you have. That thing you have chosen to worship is actually a help. That is the spiritual aspect. That is where your soul, whatever. But as I say, make sure, so whatever God has given to you, from the plants to the weather to your father, to whatever you have, it's supposed to be a benefit to you. And what you make out of it, that's what your Bible says. He will ask you and judge you by your deeds. Or the plants in the mouth, tablet. That no be can. Or the tablet, or the habai, if you use this plant to join this one, you put it on your tongue, your headache is gone. But you prefer the capsule that is in a plastic, that has been pressed down, that when you take it fast, your headache is gone. Have you asked yourself what the plastic is doing in your body? Think twice. There's always two sides of a coin. My point is, Africa is only lost because of you and I. Because of you and I. That is why Africa is lost. Because we do not value the things we have. Anyhow. And because of the things that our leaders have been doing, until the younger ones cannot respect the adults. Because of the things that is going on in the environment that people are seeing, everybody is for himself. The president is for himself. not our president, but presidents are for themselves. Probably even our president, I don't know. But presidents are for themselves. The pastor is for himself. The member is for himself. You get it? Let's unite. Let's be strong. That is what Bob Marley have been singing of. That is what Nkrumah wanted to bring. That is where all the leaders that were actually killed because they wanted to bring unity. They wanted to tell you, "Self a gold, the tree, they need euros, ne pounds, you know. What's in paper in here? Until paper buy, you know, toilet paper be a problem, right?" You see, so please let's be wise in the things we do, and Africa and Africans will prosper. Don't neglect the wealth. Don't neglect what you have. And for sure to go. Thank you very much today on TNT. I'm very happy and I'm very glad you have joined me. You have joined us here. Thanks to Chief. Thanks to Sunshine and Rain. Thanks to Sister Juliet Constance, Daniel, Hilda, Yvonne, Adra Roslav, and everyone that was able to share and to, like and comment in any way. However, we are very great. Our message today, as we said, Africa, how lost are we? We need to find our way back. Let's not be ignorant. Let's push forward. And you find out that the things that have been hidden or the heroes that we had, we need to bring them all back to make Africa strong again. Let's be strong in the marketing. Let's be strong in spirituality. Let's be strong in whatever we have. And let no man deceive you, because the tongue seems very nice, but know for yourself. Do some research. And it will be that TNT, we are only here to speak about the truth, nothing but the truth. And then my pastor was saying, if you see the truth, will you recognize it? That was the same question I was thinking for him. Say, if you see the truth, will you recognize it? Because you think you are talking about the truth. Do you get it? So you think you found the truth. I think I found the truth. What is the truth? Let's ask Alpha and Omega. And have a beautiful week, a blessed day, and be happy, be prosperous. Whatever God you are worshiping, make sure He's beneficial for you. May your week and your days be blessed. May your steps be of blessing and anointing in your way. But make sure you are being productive to the community and your society. Shalom. Have a nice evening. This is Minister D for you on TNT. Till next week. Bye-bye.